Hey, hey, hey. We're live. Let me get some kind of something going here. Something going here. Yes. Yes. What? Mm-hmm. What space sound like? Nah. Oh, not feeling that one. Alright. 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 Trying to get it together here. Hey, hey, hey. You wish. What's up? If you're wondering what the topic of tonight's live is, somebody mentioned to me to talk about horror movies. If there's some horror movie fans in the chat, we'll talk about some movies. What's your favorite horror movie? I'll tell you mine, and we'll just chop it up. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to take a few minutes, see how many roll in. Thank you for stopping by. I got to jump up for a second, but I will be back. And we're back. Sorry, I had to. Been drinking a lot of water today. Stay hydrated. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna talk about some horror movies. If anybody wants to talk about horror movies, I know what you want. I do know what you want. You want an update. Well, unfortunately, I'm still here. I can't give you an update if I don't know anything. I like to keep my half low key. But I will say this. I do have some videos on my phone, and I guess that's all I could say right now. I can't let too much out there because I know I'm being recorded. They've made that loud and clear. You like anything with nuns and priests? You know, I do. I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess. I don't know, but you know, there's only so much you can do with like Exorcist, and but I heard the Nun 2 is a lot better than the first one. A lot better. I can't wait to see it. I mean, there have been some good horror movies that involved the churches, because I mean, you know, with that kind of, you know, nun priest kind of vibe. Because if you're dealing with anything with the devil, you know, like Amityville, the Nun, the Exorcist, it's all got to do with Catholics, right? Yeah. It's always the Catholic Church. You know, you never hear, uh, you know, much in horror about Baptist. Well, I take that back. I have seen Baptist, you know, churches in horror movies, but it's not that familiar. I need some horror movie ideas. Are there any newer ones out? I tend to watch all the other ones all the time. Uh, what is that? Is that damn Kate? Yeah. Actually, there is. The new Evil Dead is out. It's called Evil Dead Rise. Uh, let me think here. Let me think. I don't know if it's out yet, but the new Insidious movie, I don't know if it's out on DVD or anything. But I've seen it. I've seen the new Insidious movie. Yeah, the new one is called Evil Dead Rise. If you have streaming services anywhere, you can find that movie on Max, the new Max streaming service, which is pretty much HBO Max. You know. Yeah, I love Evil Dead too. Great stuff. Great stuff. And the remake and uh, I guess I could call the reboot that they've been doing with these movies are good too. They haven't went wrong with it. Hey. But unfortunately, I'm an old school 80s Friday the 13th, Halloween, Freddy Krueger type of guy. Not so big on Freddy, but I do like my Jason. I like my Michael Myers. I like my Leatherface. You know, Phantasm. I grew up watching all kinds of horror movies. It's great. And then you had and don't forget the comedy horror, like what was it? Idle Hands and uh, the old school movie with Jim Carrey back in the day called Once Bitten. Yeah, it's yeah. You can't forget the comedy horror either. You like Rob Zombie? I like Rob Zombie. What's your favorite Rob Zombie? I'll tell you mine real quick. House of a Thousand Corpses. Now I didn't mind his readaptation of the old classic what was it, the old black and white TV show The Munsters. I didn't mind it. I didn't mind his version. It was he ever seen Dr. Giggles? Absolutely. Sure have. Crazy movie. Crazy. But it's a classic. A lot of the people I hang around or used to hang around, they didn't like Candyman. I thought Candyman was dope. I understood what it was about. It's the voice of Tony Todd though. He just it's have you seen yeah, I've seen all the Jeepers Creepers, even the new one. What's it called? Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you it's total garbage. The last couple's been garbage. Night of the Living Dead. Rest in peace, George Romero. Rest in peace, brother. That's a classic movie. Now, are we talking about the original, black and white? Or are we talking about the one they redid in the 90s? Because both of them was decent. Yeah, Candyman was good. The new Candyman movie that just came out is good also. I liked it. It's right up there with the original. Yeah, classic. Remakes generally get worse as the numbers get higher. You know, I do agree with you on that, but I've been pretty impressed with the Scream franchise, even though they're up to number 7. I think the only bad one they had out of the franchise was Scream 3. Yeah, because 4 was decent. Scream 3 was kind of trash. We watched the old Texas Chainsaw Massacre over the weekend. Absolutely. 1974. Tell me, for that day and time, that's a sick movie. Just like The Exorcist, whenever it come out. The original Exorcist with Linda Blair, and those movies were ahead of their time. Way ahead of their time. Now you're talking, Kate, I dig it. Phantasm, who doesn't have a 71 Plymouth Cuda? And the pipe organ shotgun, sawed off. 4-barrel. Reggie was the man. Strangers, yeah, I'm with you, Pats for Pets. I like the Strangers movies. They're up there. Makes you think. When the girl said, "Why are you doing this?" It's because you were home. Oh shit. She said, I played Dead by Daylight, and my kid and the Chainsaw Killers are oh yeah. I've played a little bit of it. Yeah, when he hit the guy in the head and his body went. Hell yeah. Man, it's like I try to tell people, there's so much horror out there. It's like even with the cheesy, was it B-rated horror, Hey, I believe stuff like it. They say the first Strangers movie. Something like that actually happened. I think it was based off true events. Now the second one's kind of far fetched, but they say the original is based off of something. Just like the Chainsaw Massacre, it didn't have a leather face or whatever. It's just, yeah, it didn't have no chainsaw wielding leather face, but something actually happened down there in Texas. The Amityville is a true story, absolutely. Mm-hmm. If I'm not mistaken, they said the man the one that shot his family or whatever when they arrested him. I think he was diagnosed with syphilis. So I think they trying to say that's the reason why he went crazy, because he was in the last stages of syphilis, and then that eats your brain up. It basically makes you go crazy. The Walking Dead episode where Negan kills Glenn, absolutely classic. And I'll talk Walking Dead for about a second. You couldn't have picked a better person to play Negan than Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Yes, it seems like I'm riding him kind of hard, but he's it. He's just got that. He's just the right one. You know, you couldn't go wrong with that. And every time I hear that, you know, as soon as he comes out of the RV, not that he came out of the RV, as soon as he came out of the RV, are we pissing our pants yet? Oh, I think we're getting close. Yeah, the Sanctuary episodes were good too. I got Shudder. Yeah, Shudder's great for old school. The original Psycho, I'll go ahead and admit it, it's my all-time favorite, black and white. And Alfred Hitchcock was amazing. I like a bunch of his movies. Or even his TV series back in the day. But yeah, you gotta love JDM, man. But where was I? Yeah, Anthony. I think his name was Anthony Perkins. Oh man, that's just beautiful acting. Beautiful acting. Norman Bates, man. The Governor was badass, but you know, I have a hard time when it comes to that season with the Governor. It's just, I don't know, man. It's like, I really start getting more into it, like, right after the fight with the Governor, and, you know, and Herschel, you know, they kill Herschel, cut his head off, you know, when they have the big fight at the prison, basically, and they all get separated, and, from that point, Terminus, to meeting Father Gabriel, and then running into Aaron or whatever from Alexandria. That's when I start picking back into it. I get kind of, I don't know, there's just something about season 4, early season 4 and season 3 that I don't know. It's like I lose interest in it. Daryl's still good. Daryl's got his own spinoff going right now. Daryl Dixon is in France. And of course, Negan and Maggie got their own little spinoff too. But we're waiting on Rick and Michonne. We want to see that. We want to see them reunite, get back home to their kids or whatever. I mean, I like Rick Grimes. Don't get me wrong. But I'll tell you where Rick messed up a lot of times is he got too cocky, he got too hot-headed, and you know, and he really didn't think it out when he was when he basically took the outpost out of the Saviors. He thought maybe 1 or 2 outposts, that's about as big as they are. He should have done his homework on the Saviors instead of just jumping the gun. Because if you look at it, you know, that kind of fucked him up in the long run. But you got to thank Daryl also for taking the bazooka and blowing the shit out of the bikers on the road, which were Saviors, you know. So that pretty much kicked it off. Not that I was Walking Dead Raven over here. I lost my beloved Andrea to the Governor. Andrea, you know, in the comic book, I don't know if you've ever read it or not, but Andrea and Rick actually got together in the comic book because the show was always totally different than the comic. Hey guys, thanks for coming in. You cried when Beth died. That was a powerful moment. Seeing was it Daryl that carried her out? You know, and her and Daryl when they was together that time by themselves. That you know, he had feelings. He had feelings for real. Cujo. I'll tell you something about Cujo. You think it's a dog in that whole movie, but I've actually looked it up. It was only a dog in part of the movie. But when he's attacking and being all bloody and stuff like that, is actually a man in a dog costume. I never knew that until it was brought to my attention. Yeah, she helped Daryl like no one else was able to. And I hate to say it, you'll probably crucify me on here. If it wasn't for, if Daryl wouldn't have never punched Negan in the face, Glenn would still be alive. I believe he would be. Yeah, if Daryl wouldn't have jumped up and punched Negan in the face when they was all on their knees, I believe Glenn would still be with us. Yeah, because you got to remember Daryl Dixon. He's not a character in the comic books. He was a made up character for the show. Yeah, you'll hear nothing about a Daryl or Merle in the comics. I'll have to double check that. I could be wrong about Merle, but I know for a fact Daryl was made up. I seen some Stephen King. I seen a Stephen King question. I wanna jump back up here on that. Tubi and Pluto have some good '80s campy. Oh yeah, you gotta love the old summer camp movies. Like I don't know if any of y'all have seen Sleepaway Camp or The Burning or oh my god, there's so many camp horror movies, and there's so many horror movies to just to count. Like what is it? Slaughter High, April Fool's Day. Oh my God! I could go. The list goes on for days. But we'll talk about Stephen King. He wasn't a Daryl fan, was he? A lot of people just, a lot of people say, man, just Daryl's just overhyped. Yeah. I mean, Norman Reedus, come on now. Yeah, April Fool's Day and Slaughter High, they were great. Hey. Stephen King Thinner. That was a good one. Weird. It was crazy. It was crazy. But you want to talk Stephen King, you got to go with It. You got to go with the original Pet Sematary. Maximum Overdrive. Amazing soundtrack, by the way. AC/DC. Christine, which was also directed by John Carpenter, that made Halloween sensation. He's just rough looking, ain't he? Daryl is wild looking. Hey, did somebody say scary movies? Absolutely. Salem's Lot. Hey, I like that. The original Salem's Lot was dope. Somebody said Misery. Well, I'm going to say this. I think we're dealing with our own Kathy Bates on YouTube. You gotta write the cockamamie book, Mr. Man. Pet Cemetery was better. The book was a lot better. You ever notice that Stephen King, the books are 10 times better? It's like The Shining. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the movie was all right, but the book is 100 times better. Good old Misery, though. Have you ever seen the show? What is it? I think it's on Hulu. If you got Hulu, I think it's still on there. Check it out. It's called Castle Rock. Those are based off Stephen King kind of things. Pet Cemetery. Oh yeah, I love the first Pet Cemetery. Great. Sometimes dead is better. But yeah, the show Castle Rock season 2 is like a prequel to Misery. Before Annie Wilkes becomes obsessed with the book writer. Yeah, it's a prequel. Oh, Annie Wilkes. Oh my. And when she hit that man's legs with that damn sledgehammer, broke his ankles. Oh my God, I feel it every time. Every time. Come on, you can't do my boy James Caan like that. Come on. A lot of Stephen King's miniseries are on YouTube. Absolutely. Salem's Lot was a miniseries when I was growing up, and so was the original It. And then The Stand. We got any fans of The Stand? I actually liked it. I liked that and the remake to it, but I prefer the original with Gary Sinise and got a lot of big name actors in it. Rob Lowe and man, just it's great. Somebody needs hobbled for real. That's right. looks like I forgot to write the cockamamie book, Mr. Man. I've got the book too, The Stand. Yeah, I sure do. I've got the book too. It's a big book, but it's a good story. I've seen silly, scary movies like Killer Clowns from Outer Space, The Blob. What's another favorite of mine? Night of the Creeps, Night of the Comet. Chopping Mall, about the crazy robots that go crazy in the mall and kill people. Critters. There's about 5 of them movies, I think, 5 or 6. Basket Case. This ain't a scary movie, but it was a childhood favorite of mine. Gremlins 1 and 2. You know, he's made cameos in a lot of his movies, for real. What's that? He made cameo in Silver Bullet. Uh, I want to say he made a cameo in Christine too. I know he definitely made one in Pet Cemetery. He was the funeral, the preacher at the funeral. You like 30 Days of Night? I've seen them. I just ain't seen the sequel to it. And another zombie movie would be, what was it, 28 Days Later? Then you have 28 Weeks Later. Those were pretty good. Killer Clowns. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Turn you into cotton candy. You love zombie movies. Yeah, I mean, yeah, zombie movies are good. What about Return of the Living Dead? Who likes that comedy? I love it. 1 and 2. It's just goofy as hell to watch, especially with the zombies. Brains. Brains. And the zombies doing just stupid shit all the time. And the green guy in the Creep Show. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was Stephen King. Stephen King actually helped write the Creep Show. Ever see Trilogy of Terror? I don't think I have. I gotta check that out. That sounds pretty hot. The Dickies. Sorry, Lenny. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Trilogy of Terror. I don't believe I have. I'm gonna have to check that out. That's one I probably haven't seen. Hey, all I can tell you is if a zombie apocalypse happens, I'm a survivor. That's all there is to it. And all I can tell you is you're either with me or against me. You have that on DVR. What is it? Return of the Living Dead? Brains. He said, if you love me, you'll let me eat your brains. Saws his way out the suitcase. What movie is that? Is that the is that Basket Case? Your only defense is cold weather. Hey, they move a lot slower in the cold. Hey, I seen that. The Dead Don't Die with Adam Driver and Bill Murray. Yeah, I actually seen it a couple years ago. You ain't running, you're pursuing. Hell yeah. You know, before it's over with, I'm gonna be honest and say this for real. I think before it's over with, I think we're going to get something that resembles the Purge. I could see the government actually doing something like that. 1 day a year, you know, all violent crimes are legal. From what? What is it? 7 at night to 7 in the morning. You can go out, kill, do whatever the hell you want to do to anybody and everybody. Yeah, I seen the newest Purge. Yeah, what's it called? The Purge Forever. Yeah, it was. I mean, I'd like the Purge. If you ever get it, they got a TV series too called The Purge. I haven't really. I've tried watching it. I can't get into it though. But but I believe that. I believe it for real because if you look at what The Purge is, it's the rich people attacking the poor, the low income, the poor. Yeah, it's like yeah, and it backfired on the guy. Yeah, it did. She said, "I know where I'd go first." Yeah, that's right. Shh. We don't need any details. Shh. They're watching. Escape from New York. Now you're talking. Who doesn't like some good Kurt Russell? It's Snake. Snake Plissken. Have you seen the second part to that? What was it? Escape from L.A. I got both of them here on DVD. Yeah, you gotta like some Kurt. Just call me Snake. That's right. I know a lot of you Canadians. Y'all got to thank for horror up here too. And one of the classic horror movies that I've heard coming out of Canada was Black Christmas. Back in 74, 73? Black Christmas. Oh, you want to go Universal horror on me? You want to go old school? Yeah, the Wolfman definitely. Who did the Wolfman? Was that Lon Chaney Jr.? Old school Dracula. Who was that? Was that Bella Lugosi? Bella Lugosi? Creature from the Black Lagoon. I haven't seen it in a long time. I'm waiting to catch it streaming somewhere, or get the old ones streaming. How about the old Vincent Price movies? Was it Waxworks? And, yeah, that was Dracula. Oh yeah. No, Dracula suck your blood. Then the Mummy. Well, yeah, don't forget. Yeah, Lon Chaney. Yep. Then you had the Mummy, Boris Karloff. The chat. I somebody also mentioned that too, talking about the chat. Was it the chat in the 80s? It's Canadian. I heard it's real good. I need to check it out, man. There's a lot I need to get caught up on. There you go. Poltergeist. That's a childhood great right there. Carol Ann, this house is clear. I mean, God, you gotta give it up. What was it, Judd Nelson? Come on, man. That man smoked all kinds of weed in that movie. Man, they was getting high. But it's the preacher in the second one, that weird preacher dude, always knocking at the door. Yes. yeah, like I said, I didn't know anything about the Black Christmas movie until I subscribed to a guy on YouTube. He does fan films, and he also does voice actor work, and he lives in Toronto, and he got to, and he talks horror movies too. I mean, he's a big Halloween fan and stuff, but he talks anything really, but mostly horror. So he got to talking about Black Christmas one day, and I was like, man, I don't think I've ever seen that. And I kept hearing about it, and I kept hearing about it. So one day I'm like, screw it. I just downloaded it, see what the big hype is. And I actually liked it for real. The phone calls were wild in that movie. Just like, what was that one Christmas horror movie? Silent Night? Silent Night, Deadly Night, or something like that. Agatha Christie, Vincent Price in the original Fly. But tell me you like Jeff Goldblum and the remake. That was a good movie. Didn't care much for the second one, but the first one was good. When he says he's in the house, I poop my pants. What was that? Black Christmas? Yeah. When the cop told what was that? Olivia Hussey, the call is coming from inside the house, and that's pretty much what. Yeah, when a stranger calls, the original. But if you look at it, like Black Christmas and when a stranger calls and when a stranger calls back. Yeah, they kind of similarities to each other for real. It's like they just kicked it off. You have a rare copy of Jeff Goldblum and Mr. Frost Jeff Goldblum is a good actor. I think he's underrated, but he's got some good ones. The Fly, and especially some was it Earth Girls Are Easy, Transylvania 65000. Any Fright Night fans? Fright Night. I just watched that movie not too long ago. I saw recently on YouTube where the woman that played the main girl in The Shining said how hard Kubrick was on her and how making the movie was traumatic for her. Man, I believe it, because you want to know what? Speaking of that, when they asked Stephen King out of all his movies, which one, and he always replies, the one I hated the most was The Shining. I guess it's the way Stanley Kubrick, I guess, the way he does movies, because I've yet to see The Clockwork Orange. That's a Stanley Kubrick movie. It's like, I don't know. It's a very odd film of him playing the devil who's been locked up in a mental facility. Which movie's that, Glory? Is that The Clockwork Orange? Because I've yet to see it. Will Smith is 7 pounds. I haven't seen the movie yet. I mean, I do like some Will Smith movies. He's good in some things. Oh, Mr. Frost, yeah. Yeah, I'll have to look that one up. Yeah, Shelley Duvall, yeah. Jack Nicholson, brother, you couldn't beat that. You can't beat it. Here's Johnny. Little pig, let me in. But But I think with The Shining, if they would have stuck to more of the book, I think it would have been a lot better. But Jack Nicholson's performance was classic, and he just looks mean. He just I know this is kind of off the. Yeah, Stephen King hates The Shining. Yeah, he's said it. I've even heard him say it. My another one of my Jack Nicholson favorites was with him and Adam Sandler. What was it called? Anger Management. That that was funny. Oh yeah, Shelley Duvall. Oh yeah, Red Rob, Red Rob. Now the sequel to The Shining was decent. Doctor Sleep. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. I Am Legend. Yeah, I've seen I Am Legend. It was decent. Yeah, the maze at the end. The Omen. Hey, the original was good. Who was in the Omen? Was it Gregory Peck in the Omen in the original? We do it for you, Damien. We do it for you. Blue. Oh man. And they also got a TV series called Damien. I mean, it didn't go over too good. I think it was just one season, but it was based off the original Omen movies. Yeah, but it's a good watch. It's a good watch. Anytime the animal gets hurt, yeah. But you got to remember, some of these animals that they got in these movies now are CGI. Most of them are. Yeah, Gregory Peck. Yeah. I also like Cape Fear. If anybody's seen that, definitely the one with was it Robert De Niro. But I finally got to see the black and white version with Gregory Peck and yeah, I was gonna say yeah, the original one, yeah, the black and white. It was good. I prefer the black and white one for real. But don't get me wrong, the one with Robert De Niro was good too. He had some great punchlines in that movie. Come on out, come out, come out, counselor. Yeah, Robert De Niro, great performance there. Yeah, Robert De Niro still bringing out kids. God, he don't give a damn. He said, if, I guess to him, if it still gets up, she's going down. Didn't care much for De Niro. I'll be honest with you. I like De Niro when he's in his gangster type movies, but that was different. That was different for him for real. I mean, he didn't do a bad job playing a psycho, but I prefer him more in like Goodfellas, Casino, and stuff like that. Love my gangster movies. Yeah, he's 80, still pumping kids out there. Alfred Hitchcock had some movies. Had some good ones. Psycho, The Birds, uh, Rear Window. Uh, who remembers The Twilight Zone? That was some weird stuff too. And The Outer Limits. Yeah, the original Blob. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, Night Gallery. Just thinking about The Outer Limits, Twilight. Oh yeah, man, the Outer Limits. Don't attempt to adjust your TVs or your radios. I love that. Was it Kolachek? Yeah, the Night Stalker. Absolutely. Yeah, I heard that was a good show. My sister was telling me about it. She said it was ahead of its time. House of Wax. Oh yeah, the original. Like especially that movie, was it Waxworks? Let's not forget Hellraiser. We have such sights to show you. The Flesh. Clive Barker was just insane with Hellraiser. What was it? Nightbreed. Whoa. I heard it's good, man. I'm wanting to see it myself. The Cenobites are still creepy. Absolutely. Absolutely. The one that chatters the teeth. I was like, that's what I said. Clive Barker had a very Dark Shadows. The original was a soap opera, and I did like the one they redid in the '90s with what's that man's name? Was it Bing Cross? Yeah, Dark Shadows. And yeah, Johnny Depp's version was pretty funny too. But here's the link for Coach. Absolutely, yeah, I got to check it out. I've been hearing a lot of good things about it. I used to watch Dark Shadows. Yeah, yeah. Dark Shadows was dope. Sharon Stone, Basic Instincts. Can we classify that as a horror movie, or is it an erotic thriller? But it is it is a good one. I'm gonna go with more of an erotic thriller. It's on Plex, I think. They tried to remake it in the '90s. Too bad it didn't take off. It was kind of good. Are you talking about Dark Shadows? I like the one in the '90s for real. You think Basic Instinct was horrifying? I mean, yeah. I mean, it had that kind of element to it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go with more thriller, kind of like, yeah, more thriller. Yeah, you're right. One of the iconic leg crosses. You couldn't beat it. I remember rewinding it back a few times, like up, no. Oh God, some people would call that, "Hey, you perv." Oh well, Sharon Stone did. Grow a set. Oh yeah, it pushed a lot of envelopes. Basic Instinct was there. Everybody was wanting that director's cut and unrated version and all that stuff. Single white female was also kind of disturbing. Yeah, I think I have seen that. It's been a long time. I think another one I really liked growing up. My mom introduced it to me. It was a Rugger Hire, The Hitcher. Yeah, Motel Hell. I mean, yeah, absolutely. That's what you call B rated, but it was good to watch. Takes all kind of critters. Hell yeah. Yeah, the Hitcher was up there. It and like I say, yeah, it was wild. It was wild. He did that boy dirty, man. Dirty. Frankenhooker. Hey, I've heard about that one too. What's that other goofy one? They claim it is a horror movie. The Toxic Avenger. That was the most cheesiest shit I've ever seen, but bloody and gory like no other. But it was just cheesy as hell. Body of Evidence with Madonna, absolutely, and William Defoe. Did you know in real life that William Defoe is gay? Couldn't tell it in that movie. But yeah, Body of Evidence, man. I mean, who hasn't Madonna slept with, for God's sakes? Dennis Rodman, Tupac, Sean Penn. Hell, she was married to him. I mean, come on. The list goes on. Trauma movies were the best. I can't believe we got a lot of yeah. They made Toxic Avenger. Yeah, yeah. That's what I was going to say. Toxic Avenger was the cheesiest, most bloodiest, and I can't believe it spawned sequels. You believe that? And they're remaking it for uh I think maybe next year or something like that. Look, move. Movie companies. Yeah, it's almost like what's that other movie? Class of Nukem High. Well, yeah, Class of Nukem High. That was a super cheesy fucking movie too, and I mean, there was a time. I mean, I still like the cheesy movies for real. It was good entertainment. Oh yeah. Oh my God, the Human Centipede. Yeah, I watched the first one, man, because like I explained it to you, I kept hearing a big hype about this movie, because I think a buddy of mine said, "You won't make it through it. You won't make it through it." I'd be like, "I bet you I will." So I seen it was on Netflix one year. The Human Centipede. I'm like, man, is that movie I keep hearing about? So I check it out, and the part that got me was when he had them all sewed together, faces, ass, face, ass, and that one had that one. I'm not even. I'm just go ahead and say it's shit in that other one's mouth, and that. Oh my, no, I'm done. I'm done. We're out of here. I know it's got sequels, and I haven't seen them, but I could. Yeah, the first one was bad enough. Yeah, I mean, he had them sold right to their buttholes, man, and that one just like, no, no, no. You heard the second one so disgusting it's unwatchable. I don't know. I'll never see it. I thought you couldn't get any worse than the first one. Yeah, yeah. Human Centipede. Boom. I'm done. I'm done. Now I do like this series that they got out that they've been making multiple sequels to. It's called VHS. If anybody's familiar with the VHS series, I like that. I like that. What is it? Found footage type of deal. I'm not talking Blair Witch or anything found footage like that, but this VHS series where each story seems like yeah, yeah, you get what I'm saying, yeah, because they got a new one coming out. It's called VHS 85. It's supposed to be kind of like a 1985 vibe, because the last one I seen was called VHS 94, which they took you back to the 90s. So now they're going to take you back to the mid 80s, where I'm from, 1984 all day long. That year was good. See, I was born in that year. Nightmare on Elm Street was released, the very first one. Uh, Hell, a lot of good things. Goddamn, yeah, a lot of good things. You talking about Saw? You gonna go see the new Saw movie next week? Saw 10, baby. 10 movies in. Can you dig it? What movie's that from? Can you dig it? There it is. I got you right there. The Island of Dr. Moreau. Yeah, oh yeah, that was a wild one too. Was that Val Kilmer? I believe, yeah, Island of Dr. Moreau. I believe that was Val Kilmer in that one, if I'm not mistaken. What about the old witch board? The old Ouija board movie with Tawny Katan in it. The white snake, hot redhead across the Jaguar hood. Let's just say Tawny Katan was in all their videos, and she also did that movie with Tom Hanks, Bachelor Party. If you're looking for a comedy classic, there you go. I've seen all the Saw movies for real. To me, my all-time favorite in the franchise is probably going to be the first one. Uh, I'll be honest with you, maybe the first two. Was it Creep Show that had no Tales from the Crypt? Tales from the Crypt, Kate. Or damn it, Kate. Tales from the Crypt. Tales from the Crypt. Hello, boys and ghouls. Ouija freaks me out from a bad experience. Yeah, I shouldn't have played with one when I was young too, because maybe that's the reason why things are not going like they should be going. I opened the gates of hell, and the devil came out, and I'm having a hard time getting rid of that devil. Damn succubus is what it is. Shh, I've said too much. Shh, they're watching. Salem, man. I want to go to Salem. I do. I want to go to Salem. Right when the trees got the leaves got the orange and stuff, when it makes it look real gothic-y up there, Salem. They say it's haunted as hell. I want to go. Let's fucking do it, man. I'm already crazy. Let's get crazier. You want to go to Salem? Let's go, man. Let's fucking go. When we get there, we'll have a good dinner, sit outside, enjoy the fallness, drink some cold ones, and see if we can't see something weird. Yeah, the Salem witch trial. Yeah, that's the reason why I want to go up there, man. Like I said, they say it's haunted as hell. I want to go. You've done sparked my interest. Bring a Ouija board. I would. We can do it. We can do it. We can sit right in there. Sit right in, have us a fire going at night at the Ouija board. Let's conjure up. Let's talk to some people. Every girl needs a little black cat. Yeah, that's right. Let's go. I'm ready. I ain't even gonna pack nothing. I'm going as is. I ain't taking nothing. Could you just picture it though, walking like at nighttime? Got that crispy, cool breeze, walking through the town of Salem. I don't know, man. To me, that it's just every little sound would probably make me be like, "Oh shit, what was that?" You know. I'm probably not allowed out of state at this point. I can go anywhere I want to. Nobody's told me I couldn't go anywhere. Last time I checked, I don't know anybody in Salem, Massachusetts. So, oh well. We all won't be soon. I like that one Stephen King movie. Not to jump back on Stephen King, but talk about cats. What is that movie called? Cat's Eye. About that little gremlin fucker or whatever that lived in the wall. Yeah, I think it had Drew Barrymore in it, and she was also in the original Firestarter. Yep. Does anybody remember the Stephen King movie Sleepwalkers? About the inbred what is it, inbred monsters or whatever that hated cats? It was a good movie. I just thought it was awkward with the inbred monster deal, but yeah. Yeah, they hated cats because cats seemed what they really was. Yeah, they feared them. Deliverance. You sure do have a pretty mouth there, boy. That was actually a pretty good movie, though, for real. Just like, what was that old movie, I Spit on Your Grave? She does things to them boys. Oh, man. Fuck that. I spit on your grave. Hell yeah. She did more than spit on it. I've seen some of the newer ones. Yeah, they was all right. They was all right. Mm-hmm. I've seen a couple of the newer ones. I'm trying to think of some more good movies here, man. Y'all been rocking with these movies. Y'all have mentioned quite a few that I forgot about. Trying to think. I mean, now I know I'm talking about last time. Yeah, the original, and the newer one was good. Wrong Turn. I got kind of off of that after about the second one, or the first one. The Hills Have Eyes. Yeah, The Hills Have Eyes. There's another Stephen King movie I really like. I think I watch it every year, and it's actually sad for real. I think it's that one. What is it? Sometimes They Come Back. Yeah, the town that dreaded sundown. You know, that's a real town. That's a true story. I think, what town is it? Is it Texarkana or something like that? Yeah, but Sometimes They Come Back was a good movie. Hmm. Do you watch the Witcher series on Netflix? I freaking love it. I'm hooked. I've seen the first two seasons. I've yet to see season three, but I will get on that here pretty soon. Oh, I've played the video. I played the video games, The Witcher. Oh yeah. And there's another movie that I liked coming up. What was it called? It was called From Hell. It had Johnny Depp in it, and I forget the girl's name, but it was about the detective that worked the Jack the Ripper case. Dean Koontz books are good. Speaking of Jeff Goldblum, earlier we was talking about Jeff Goldblum. Dean Koontz has got a movie. It's called Hideaway. It's on Tubi, and and it's a good movie. It's a real good movie. It's got Alicia Silverstone in it, I believe, and Jeff Goldblum. Yeah, the Hideaway book is off the chain. I've read it. My mom had it, and I took it from her and read it. Yeah, Dean Koontz has got some. I'll tell you what, if he would have made more movies, his books were wild, man. He had some good ones. I think he could have been right there neck and neck with Stephen King for real. The Watchers is my all-time favorite. Is the one on Netflix? Talk about The Watchers. They got a new season coming, probably next year. Yeah, I thought it was pretty weird. Night Chills. I haven't read that one. I only read Hideaway, so 10 to Midnight. Is that the book or a movie? Because I do know a movie called 10 to Midnight, and I think it is Charles Bronson. Book, okay, yeah. But I have seen a movie called 10 to Midnight, which is Charles Bronson, and it's about a serial killer that's killing females or something. Let every The Boston Strangler. Hell yeah, yeah, the Boston Strangler. Like the old killers was the Boston Strangler, Son of Sam, Zodiac. Yeah, Rainmaker, the Pelican Brief. Yeah, Denzel Washington and uh God damn, what's her name? Tony Curtis. Tony Curtis, that's Jamie Lee Curtis's daddy, and her mother was the shower victim in the original Psycho. Yeah, Julia Roberts. That's right. Janet Leigh. That was her name, Janet Leigh. The original shower victim. The phone booth was Colin Farrell. That was a wild one. That was a wild one. Dying Young is still my favorite Julia Roberts film. I haven't seen all of her movies. Another one of my favorites was Stand By Me and The Lost Boys. Yeah, I like the Lost Boys, man. Lost Boys was dope. Tearjerker though. Yeah, Stand by Me was a good one. I like that. The Lost Boys, absolutely. Matter of fact, tonight I believe I'm going to watch it tonight. Thou shalt not fall. You gotta love it. Yeah, River Phoenix, man. R.I.P. River Phoenix. Yeah, all star cast in that movie. You had Kiefer Sutherland, River Phoenix, um, Corey Feldman. Great cast. Great movie. Jerry O'Connell. Who remembers the old movie? I think it was his old Tom Cruise movie. I think it was called Legend. Had the big devil guy at the end of it, which was also the guy that played Tim Curry and Dr. Frankenfurter, a Rocky Horror Picture Show. Don't get me wrong, I've seen that one too, Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yeah, but Legend, that's one I ain't seen in a long time. I'm talking long time. Rocky Horror. I've dressed up. Time to do the time warp. Let's do the time warp again. Damn it, Janet. Not that I know some of them fucking songs. Yeah, cult classics. Yeah, it was wild. Yeah, it was crazy. We got some Rocky Horror fans in here. I knew it. I smelt it. I smelt it on you, you foul animals, you. Hey, if I'm not buried underneath the prison and do my Halloween live or whatever, we could have a costume contest. If you got props or you want to set up yourself. I know a lot of y'all don't cam up, but who doesn't like meatloaf? Yeah, if you don't like meatloaf, get out of here. Get out of here. I mean, yeah, if you're good, you got to do it for Halloween. You got to. It's go harder. It's go hard or stay home. You know, well, we'll all be home, so we got to go hard. Yeah, if you don't like meatloaf, get out of here. Yeah, another one. Rest in peace. Rock and roll legend. Rock and roll. Captain Underpants. Oh man, great. There you go. Throw you something together. It ain't got to be all that. Hey, be original. It don't have to be nothing iconic. It could be all original. I guarantee it was hilarious. Dress up as Kathy Bates. There you go. Gotta do Annie Wilkes. Annie Wilkes. Gotta dress up as old Annie Wilkes. Poor old Annie Wilkes. All she wanted was just another book to read. That's all she wanted. Let's talk Misery for about, I don't know, a couple minutes. Because I got a theory on Misery. And it's the very beginning of the movie. So any Misery watchers that are real big fans, if you're a real big fan of the movie, pay attention. See if correct me if I'm wrong. At the very beginning of the movie, when he got finished writing his book, and and the big snow hit, and he was getting ready to take it to his publisher, driving that beautiful fucking Mustang. He tore that Mustang all to hell. But anyways, it's amazing when he flipped that car on that road and fell down that cliff, how fast Annie Wilkes showed up to get him out of the car. Now, the reason why I say that, I've got a Jason mask. I will be wearing mine. I got one. Oh, yeah, the beautiful Mustang. But like I said, you ever notice how fast Annie Wilkes showed up, pulled him out of the car? Now, I could be wrong. He could have been laying there for hours, but the movie just makes it seem like she was right there. And my theory has always been, was she following him and stalking him in that cabin and knew when he was going to leave? Because if you notice in the movie, she knew where he went, what type of cigarettes he smoked, what kind of wine. I mean, she was really into this man. She knew way too fucking much. It makes me think that she was camped out somewhere. She was watching and waiting for him to leave. I don't know. It's purely speculation, but I don't know. She had to have been following him. And I never thought about that until maybe the last couple of times that I watched the movie. It just, I'm your biggest fan. That's what she says in Castle Rock, the series too. When she first gets a hold of one of his books. Maybe she iced the roads. I don't think so, because if you would have look at the storm or whatever he was driving in, she didn't need no help there or ice the roads. I don't think it was that. I think she was following him. I believe she was camped out up there, waiting for him to. I believe she was going to follow him all the way to. I think he was headed where? New York City, to his publisher. I believe she would have followed him all the way up there. Kiss the Girls was a good movie. Crazy Obsession. And the other one after that, what was it? Along Came a Spider. That was a good one too. Those was it Alex Cross? That was Morgan Freeman's name in those movies. Detective Alex Cross. That was good. And the one that Tyler Perry did, called Alex Cross. That wasn't a bad movie for real. I just couldn't picture Tyler Perry doing a thriller cop movie. But okay, I just couldn't see him outside of Medea. That just Christine. God, you gotta love that car. That what was it? Plymouth. That Plymouth Fury. Oh my God. Candy apple red. Tinted windows. Run you right over. It would run you right over. Oh, a beautiful car. I would love to have a car like that. Those boys did so much damage to that car. They even shit on the dash. Come on, man. And it fixed itself right back up. God, yes. Now let's talk Christine for about a minute, and I'm gonna tell you what I think about Christine. How many people in here have seen Halloween Ends? The last Halloween movie that come out. And you'll understand where I'm getting here in a minute. The last Halloween movie, Halloween Ends, the storyline, if you pay attention, it had that Christine vibe to it. When Corey Cunningham went in the sewer and ran into Michael Myers or found Michael Myers or whatever, when Michael I guess how can you say it, sent the evil over there to him, made eye contact, they kind of did it, transfer. Michael was still evil, but Corey had that evil inside of him, from being picked on, and bullied and stuff like that. But if you see the similarities between Corey Cunningham and the boy from Christine, Archie, what happened to Archie when he got that car and fixed it up? Archie become hot shit then, wouldn't he? His whole demeanor changed. That car gave him confidence. He was cocky. He was the man. But before that, he was just a nerd with a good friend that drove a beautiful fucking Dodge Charger. 74 Charger. Bucket seats. Yeah, but that's the way Corey Cunningham in Halloween Ends, when he got with what was her name? Was it Alice? Alice? Yeah. I believe. When he met Michael Myers, his demeanor started to change. It had that Christine vibe, that he went from nerd to, I'm the shit now. Was it a Challenger? What was it? Artie? Yeah, Artie is what I meant. Yeah. And another thing with the Halloween Ends, Corey Cunningham was that boy's name. In the movie Christine, Artie Cunningham was the boy's name. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Yeah. It might have been a Challenger. I thought it was a Charger. Perhaps I'll have another midlife crisis. Oh, God, I hope not. I don't wish that on you. I love Kevin Spacey. Yeah, Kevin Spacey's a good actor too. He just took a bad rep. Yeah, bad rep on all them sex charges or whatever. What? I'm glad that you mentioned that movie. Mentioned that actor Kevin Spacey. Loved his performance in the movie Seven with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. To me, I still think that movie is underrated. A lot of people don't. Well, I'm sure a lot know about it. Seven was a dope ass movie for real. Yes, Seven was dope. Yeah, a lot of people don't mention that when they talk horror because they want to go with the big three. Michael, Jason, Freddy. Yeah, okay, that's good, but Seven is right up there. That's pretty much what it is. It's seven deadly sins. Yeah, man. When I first seen that movie, and the very beginning when they found Big Boy sitting there with sewed up, and they just kept feeding him and feeding him and feeding him. Oh my god! Wow. I mean, that was just whoa. Yeah, that it is a movie you really got to pay attention. You really got to pay attention, and I'm glad they don't show you uh, Brad Pitt's wife's head in the box. I'm glad they don't show you because it gives it that mystery. It just goes to show you don't have to give everything away. You want the brain to think. You know, it's good to have a mystery. I mean, you pretty much knew what it was. They didn't have to show you, but I'm glad they didn't show you because it would have ruined the scene if they did. But yeah, it's one of those good ones. Yeah, I like that. That movie was just insane. Yeah, it was. It hit you hard with that curveball. It was crazy, crazy. You didn't see it coming. Yeah, I'm telling you, you didn't see it coming. Because the first time I got to the end, I was even asking people I was in the room with. I was like, "What's in the box?" Oh, he's got somebody's head in the box. Whose? I don't know. I ain't been paying attention to it. If you're not focused on it, you won't get it for real. He was testing him, is what he was doing. Just like Morgan Freeman was saying to him, he's fucking with you. He wants you to flip. He wants you to flip out. He's fucking with you. He's testing you. It was a test, and of course, Brad Pitt gave in. He finally shot him, I believe. He just couldn't take it no more. He was. Yeah, movies like that. Well, when the ending, you never saw it coming. It was just, and I'll even be honest with you. I like some movies that's got. I do like some cliffhangers, and one of my favorite cliffhangers was probably the Negan one, and The Walking Dead, when they didn't show you who he hit and made you wait. Man, I was all year long speculating on who got hit, listening to the background and stuff like that. Because like I said, the show was different than the comic. We knew Glenn got killed in the comic. That was the only one that got killed in the comic, but they did it different in the show. They killed more than one. It's that time of the year. Scary movies all night. The movie The Sixth Sense had a twist. That movie was good. Oh, you was pissed on the Negan, man. I actually was too, because I had, hey, come on in. Come on in. The water's fine. But hey, Kate, I do agree. I was pissed too. I'm right there with you. Right there with you. Because I waited that whole episode. Couldn't wait to see Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Hell, matter of fact, I couldn't wait that whole season to see him. Why couldn't they have just put him in a little bit earlier, you know? No, but they made you wait to the last few minutes. They gave you just enough to wet your whistle. But I often go on YouTube and listen to the uncensored version of that scene, which is what the comic is, where he's got a lot of F-bombs and you know, shit like that, because they cleaned it up for TV. Really cleaned it up. But yeah, the uncensored version of how it actually went down is that's iconic Negan. But hello to you too. We are talking horror movies. But shh, they're listening. It was perfect. It makes so much sense, but I never saw it coming. What was that? Walking Dead? Or The Sixth Sense? I see dead people. I only like horror movies on Halloween. Hey. Hey, we can't all be the same. Can't all be the same. It's a good time to watch them, though. If I'm still around and kicking, hopefully you can join the big Halloween live. People are talking about wearing costumes. The Sixth Sense, where Bruce was actually dead. The Sixth Sense, yeah, that was crazy. You didn't even, it was crazy that the man was dead. Hell, you wouldn't have known it by watching it. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. It sounds great. We could all throw a virtual background. Oh my God, virtual background of our favorite horror movies or something Halloween vibe. You don't have to be a horror movie or anything. Just, I'm sure we won't have any uninvited goblins or ghouls. LOL, wear a mask. I've got one. Hell, I've got a couple. Yep. Use the Sally house as our meeting place. Use the Sally house as our meeting place. Yep. Let's all meet up at the Bates Motel. Wouldn't that be funny? Oh, it's a haunted house. All right. Hey, I'm down with it. Let's go. Wouldn't that be weird? Everybody gets together and goes live at the same spot. like at a haunted location. That would be off the fucking chain. But I know a lot of you live far, far away. That's a lot of traveling just to go live. We can rent an RV. Now, how dare you? How dare you? No comment. No comment. Mr. Frills, no comment. I plead the fifth. I worked in a haunted house back in the day. We had a blast. I did too growing up. I worked in one. I was the crazy doctor looking guy dismembering bodies when the kids would walk through. Not real bodies, but fake. Y'all know. Good God. Kind of like Dr. Giggles, that was me. I was the werewolf howling. There you go. Classic. If I could find an old woman wig and a nightgown, I'd probably go as like Norman Bates dressed up as his mother in Psycho. Oh God, mother, blood, blood. I scared little kids. It was great. I did too. There was one that come through there that oh man, he had a fit. He was throwing stuff at me. He was so pissed. Oh, it was great. It was great though. Oh my God. No. Step out as Kathy Bates. Oh my God. Oh God. That just makes me want to get a wheelchair and one of those slings like James Caan in Misery and be be pulling around in the wheelchair in the sweatpants. Did we mention American Werewolf in London? Absolutely not. Who would? Man, we gotta talk. That is one of my favorites. I'll be watching it again this year. I love it. I don't know. I've got a leather jacket. I've got Lucille. I might do a Negan this year. I don't know. I'm feeling it. Little pig, let me in. You're right. Yeah, that werewolf. And you know another good thing about that movie, Kate, was they didn't show you the werewolf until right at the end. I mean, they gave you a glimpse of him transforming into it, but they kept that werewolf low key. they're not like most werewolf movies where they just show you what he looks like right off the bat. That's how I like it. Like in the beginning, they didn't show you what attacked them. All they showed you was when they shot, and it killed the man. I like it when it gives you that POV vision. Yeah, they didn't really show you. They kept it a mystery, is what I'm saying. I mean, you knew what he was, but they kept it low key. I think they was trying to deal with more of the psychological part of it. Yeah, his transformation was something, man. And you ever notice that damn song? It's like what was when it come on the radio? What was it? Oh God, how'd it go? Blue moon, you were standing alone. Oh man, yeah, his transformation was, and they didn't even have technology. I mean, not that great back then. It was more practical effects, but they made it look good. Yeah, blue moon, you were standing alone. I probably butchered the song, but okay. Yeah, the effects. Who directed that movie? It was the same one that did Michael Jackson's Thriller video? What was it? John was it John Landis? He also did Michael Jackson's transformation in the Thriller video, which is iconic fucking video. Oh man, God, all right. Yeah, John Landis. Yeah, the Thriller video Michael Jackson put out was dope. My daughter's a fucking Michael Jackson fan, so I'm not going to be talking down on Mike. Yeah. I saw that in the theater. My dad used to take us kids to see all the horror movies. And to be honest with you, I think old horror movies like that, for real, would be better off played in a theater with like all your friends and everything. I think some of them old ones, just the way they got the sound systems now, man, I would love to sit and watch some of these old movies in the theater again. Like the 78 Halloween, the original Friday the 13th, Phantasm, and some of those old horror movies had Friday the 13th was 3D in the theater. Yeah, part 3. Yeah, it was. That was the first introduction to the hockey mask. When he took the hockey mask off of that one boy named Shelly. Yes. I remember I liked part 3. Part 3 was dope. Yeah, the tall man. Boy. It's all he ever said. Boy. Reggie was the fucking Mac. I don't care. He drove the ice cream truck. He played the guitar. He was it. He drove the CUDA. He had the pipe organ shotgun. Duct taped the barrel, 4 barrels. Phantasm. I liked them all, for real. Even the last one that come out, I think it was part 5. They brought it out a couple years ago to finish off the story, and it was awesome. They got Angus Grimm to, right before he passed away, to be the tall man one more time. So it is great. It was great. Well, guys, we've been on here for an hour and 55 minutes talking nothing but horror movies. Man, that was great. And it was fresh. And to talk about horror TV and hell, just movies in general. That was awesome. So I'm going to take a breather real quick. Man. But if you know of any more before I cut out of here, feel free to put them up there. Well, I know it's not a horror movie, but I will say this. You can't go wrong with Mel Gibson and Mad Max. You can't go wrong with Mad Max. Well, anyways, guys, I'm going to cut out of here. It was lots of fun talking horror movies. We've got so much in common. Maybe if I come back and do another one this weekend, we'll talk music. So get your music minds ready. Let's go 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever you want to talk about. We got you. And that being said, I'm out. Y'all have a good one.